With so many fall holidays coming up, you may be looking for a new dessert recipe to try, and we have the perfect one if you're a fan of pumpkin pie, a little healthy alternative. And joining me today with that recipe is Mary Rappaport. Thank you so much for coming in.
I love this recipe, and great to be with you. I love this recipe. This is an old recipe, actually. I did it about a dozen years ago on this show, and as I was going through my recipe file, I thought it's time to revisit it. It's called pumpkin flan, and we're dedicating this recipe to Grandma Judy, who's watching, your grandma from California, and so this is for you, Grandma Judy. A flan is a wonderful recipe that you bake either in a round pan, or in this case you bake it in a loaf pan, a 9 by 5 inch loaf pan. And it starts off with, you see what's on the bottom of this? It's caramel.
Yes.
It's hard caramel. If I turned it upside down, it wouldn't even fall out. What you do, this is the hardest part of it. You take a half a cup of sugar and you put it into a 9 by 5 pan like this, and you put it on the heat. And you just put it on your stove, and what happens is this becomes this. Okay, it melts and it caramelizes. If you want to use a stick, like a chopstick, to kind of help it along, you do that. Once it's done, you just sit it into a pan like this, which you're going to fill with water, and you're going to actually bake the custard in the oven. Okay, and the rest of it's done in a blender. You start off with 6 eggs that go here. And like I said, this is a custard, so it's going to use a lot of eggs. And this is a half a cup of sugar. Actually, I'm wrong. It's 2/3 of a cup of sugar. And then you use 1 can, like this, of pumpkin filling. Not pumpkin pie filling, but pumpkin. Plain old pumpkin. And what I did with this, Taylor, is, see how nice and thick it is? It wasn't like that to begin with. Canned pumpkin can be very juicy, and some brands are more juicy than others. What you don't want is all that juice. So I actually put the pumpkin in a sieve like this and just let it drain for about 15 minutes. And I got a lot of liquid out of that. Okay, I need some flavoring. We're going to add a little bit of, this is Mexican vanilla, but any kind of vanilla, and this is rum flavoring. If you don't have, this is the last of my rum flavoring. You could use rum, you could use almond extract if you want. This is 1 1/4 cup of pumpkin pie spice, or you could use allspice, cinnamon, and ginger if you want to. And then a little bit of salt goes in there. The last thing that goes in there is 2 cups of heavy whipping cream. Now, newsflash, I actually made this again another time using plant-based heavy whipping cream, which is now available. So if you have someone in the family that can't have lactose, you can do that. And you just blend this together until it's all blended. I'm not going to continue doing that, but you just blend it through there. Once it's done, you pour it through the sieve so it gets really creamy. I've actually done it both ways, just poured the whole thing, blended in there, and poured it through here. It's a little creamier and smoother that way. This is what the final product looks like. You can take it to wherever you're going for Thanksgiving in the pan and just flip it out onto the plate right here. And what happens is that lovely caramel is on top. Oh, look at this. Is that gorgeous? It
does look delicious.
A little bit of
gotta put the whipped cream
a little whipping
on there.
cream with some cinnamon on top. It's so delicious. The nice thing about this recipe also is it doesn't have the, what do you think? Isn't that delicious?
I know I'm a big pumpkin person, so I love it.
It's fabulous. I haven't frozen it yet. I wouldn't suggest freezing it. I would suggest making it a couple of days ahead, keeping it in the refrigerator until you're ready to flip it out and serve it. The nice thing is there's no crust that you have in a pumpkin pie, so folks that are gluten intolerant can enjoy this.
All right, and if someone wants maybe to try this for this holiday season, where can they find the recipe?
It'll be on your website, WHSV.com, and also at VirginiaEggCouncil.org under Actually, this is under holiday recipes, so look for it there.
Delicious as always, Mary. And
happy holidays.
Happy holidays, and
to
thank you.
Grandma Judy also.
Thank you.